We have gone so far past the point of no return.
Hey guys, bit of a different video for you today. Today I am talking about a smaller, independent Australian film by the name of The Cost. The director Matthew Holmes is a subscriber of mine. He reached out to me about a week ago via email, pretty much saying, hey, I like what you do. I made a movie, would you care to see it? Maybe review it if you want to. I didn't make the promise to review it, but I want to because I was very taken aback. I really enjoyed this movie. I was pleasantly surprised. And Matthew, I know you're watching, probably nervous. I pride myself on my integrity. This will be an honest review, but you can rest easy because it's positive. It's a positive review. It's a classic revenge film. It's about two guys exacting physical revenge on the guy that raped and murdered their wife/sister. Pretty dark themes, pretty dark. The tone of the movie is dark, and I like the tone. It reminded me of things I want to see more of on a bigger scale. The tone, when you take a movie seriously and you get into that world, it's very immersive. As I said, I watched this last night. It's an hour and 50 minutes long, and I was just really into it. The characters are smart. The acting is really good. The way it's shot is great. The score was really good. Everything about this movie just screams passion and professionalism. I've seen low budget films before and I had my eye out trying to spot the cameraman in a reflection or trying to see mistakes, and I couldn't see mistakes, and I've got a very good eye. Don't make it out I was looking to destroy this movie. That's not it. I'm just naturally very analytical. This movie was not that. And if a movie can make me sit back and forget to analyze and have me invested, that's a big compliment coming from me. And yeah, you can tell the movie's low budget because it's a small cast, the locations don't vary too much. But in saying that, this is where passion is. When filmmakers don't have access to everything they need and more, when it's just them and their passion, that's when you get good movies. Now, I'll admit, this isn't a perfect film. There are flaws I'll get into. Outside of that, this is an hour and 50 minutes of your life you won't regret. You'll sit there and you'll appreciate, like I did, the art, the passion, the drive that goes into making something like this. Now, the flaws I'll get into in more detail soon, but generally, I thought the movie was a little bit too long, and I thought some of the message I was supposed to take away was a bit lost in translation towards the end. I don't do number ratings for movies because I think that's absurd. People pour years of their life into movies, small scale or big scale, for some asshole on YouTube to sit back and go, yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. Fuck that. No. It's a B minus. No. This is a good movie. You can watch it if you want to watch it, or you can not watch it. It's a revenge thriller done very well. You'll admire what goes into making a low-budget film, like I did, and you'll walk away happy. Not happy, you're not smiling because it is dark, but you'll walk away satisfied. I take notes while I'm watching the movie, so I just want to read a few of them to you. Highlights, some lowlights, but you'll enjoy this. As I said earlier, I love an ambient droning soundtrack. The soundtrack to this film is very constant. It's like that dread constantly over you like a blanket of fear. Really effective. There's a bit in this movie where the two leads kidnap this guy that killed their sister, wife, and before they do, they put coverings over their shoes, under their shoes, so they don't leave shoe prints at the kidnapping scene. I was like, oh! I paused the movie just to take that note. I was like, smart protagonist. You just don't see it that often. I was like, thank you. There's a part in the movie where this guy buys a bottle of Johnny Walker and some beers for only $62 Australian. What bottle shop is this? That's cheap. I'm just nitpicking, having a laugh. But I found the two lead actors very natural. The brother, he was great. I didn't look up anyone's name and I should have, I'm sorry. But he was really good. The performances are just really natural in this movie. These are really great actors, I commend them, and your direction of the actors was really good, Matthew. I feel like I'm making this video just for you, but this is for everybody. The acting's good. There's good tension, yes. There are scenarios throughout the plot where you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? And leading off that, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Even getting right into the climax of the movie, I was like, well, this could go many different ways. The way it did sort of wrap up was a little unsatisfying, I'll say that. The final shots I felt like I needed more closure. The violence is shot well, yes. Makeup and continuity was really well done. I thought that was all great. This leads into just a couple criticisms, which is there was sympathizing with this villain character, the antagonist of the film, the one that's kidnapped. So he raped and murdered their sister and wife 10 years prior, and the story is sort of told in a way to sympathize with him. Look, people change, and that's sort of, I guess, the message of the film. But personally, I just don't sympathize with a rapist. And it sort of took me out of the film a little bit towards the end, where the main protagonist started to question if he could really kill this man. And I mean, to me, maybe I'm just a jerk, but I would have just shot him. And leading off that, there's a whole change in mindset from the protagonist, who was the husband of the victim. Halfway through, he talks to the rapist and he starts to change his mind if he can do it or not. And to be honest with you, I didn't buy it. And then that leads into the ending, which I'm going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil it, but it leads to decisions that don't pay off, in my opinion, and left me unsatisfied. As I said, with the last few shots, when the credits started to roll, I was like, that was a good movie, but I wasn't sure what to take away from it, what the exact message was. That's my biggest flaw with the movie. Look guys, I've talked for long enough. This is a good one. Check it out if you want to. I'll leave links in the description below. I recommend you do. It's worth watching to see acting and filmmaking done at a different level we're all used to. Instead of flicking on Netflix and watching something you've seen 20 times before, just try this. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you love it, you love it. It's a movie. Just watch it. Take away what you take away. To me, the biggest takeaways were, this is an exceptionally made film for a micro budget. I was really into it. I found it rather engrossing the entire time. And as such, I would give it my recommendation. I'm not trying to be nice because Matthew, who reached out to me, the director, asked me to watch it. I don't have to review it, but I want to talk about it and I want support for this film. So there we go, guys. The Cost. You got my recommendation. Check it out. Links below. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.